Hello and welcome to this final edition of English Expressions with Dr. Steph for Black History Month 2024. We are going to still be with you, but we are finalizing this leg of expressions, talking about Black creative expressions. And I really wanted to end this month's session by talking about 3 final books. And these are actually my books that I wanted to share. So we have spent some time really looking at writings out of the Caribbean, out of the US, writings that have been heavily influenced by experiences in the UK, migration, language. Oh my goodness, what haven't we touched on? But I really wanted to finish everything up by telling you about some publications of my own. So I am not a creative writer in the sense of short story writing or poetry writing, etc. But I have been attempting to write in academia and to make my own mark in my own little way. You know, this whole idea of brightening the corner where you are. And so I have, with some colleagues, published a number of works. In my hands, I have 2 such. They're actually volume 1 and volume 2 of the same work. It's The Caribbean in a Changing World, Surveying the Past, Mapping the Future. Volumes 1 and volume 2. I wanted to also introduce you to my 3rd work, again with colleagues. This is The Cayman Islands, History, Politics, and Society. And it is Essays in Honor of J.A. Roy Bodden. And so if you would allow me to just share with you very briefly what each of these collections are. They are both collections of academic writings, and I am one of the editors. So when we look at the Caribbean in a Changing World, just to quickly read to you what is on the back of these works, it says here that this collection is a critical reflection of the evolution of Caribbean countries since the demise of the West Indies Federation in 1962. At this historical juncture, some territories opted for independence while others remained dependent territories. The volume examines Caribbean societies in comparative and general ways, covering aspects of their ongoing development and challenges. It covers such areas as Caribbean integration, the state of human capital and social policy in the region, the education sector, Caribbean economic sustainability, and significantly, the physical environment of the Caribbean. A central question has always been, should those territories, or should these territories, have gone independent or stayed under some British tutelage? The book addresses this question, illustrating that these island states have made considerable progress, especially in the maintenance and deepening of democratic processes. So this was quite the compilation. It was such a huge piece of work that we had to do the publication in 2 volumes. These works are accessible online on Amazon. I'll read the title again. The Caribbean in a Changing World, Surveying the Past, Mapping the Future, Volumes 1 and 2. And so I go to the 3rd work, or the next work that I wanted to share with you today. It is The Cayman Islands, History, Politics, and Society, Essays in Honor of J.A. Roy Bodden. And in the event you're wondering who J.A. Roy Bodden is, he is arguably Cayman's most prolific writer. And so we wanted to honor his works. He is a fiction and non-fiction writer. He is a poet, and I think earlier in the series we did share a collection of his works, Reflections from a Broken Mirror, a collection of his poems. So in this particular work, again a collection of essays, we wanted to have persons writing on his various writings, using his writings as points of departure for their own ideas. And so if you'll allow me again to just read in brief what this is all about, it says here that this path-breaking work features the most comprehensive collection of writings ever assembled on the Cayman Islands, contributed by a diverse group of academics, educators, business professionals, cultural practitioners, creative writers, scientists, and public servants. Their writings cover the entire gamut of Caymanian affairs, including its history, politics, economy, culture, education, the law, literature, and the environment. The papers in this volume have one element in common. They critically examine issues that are the subject of the writings of J.A. Roy Bawden, in whose honor this Festschrift is being published. Distinguished President Emeritus of the University in Cayman, a former Minister of Education, social historian, and the island's most prolific published writer across multiple genres, Bawden is acknowledged as the Cayman Islands' leading public intellectual. The 26 essays or chapters organized in the 7 parts of this book represent a selection of those presented at a 2-day symposium in honor of J.A. Roy Bawden, public intellectual, interrogating the Caymanian society. Bawden himself is a guest contributor in this work, and I am happy to say that yes, though my name is on the cover of the works, I am also one of the contributors as well. And so I invite you to get hold of both of these works through Amazon, and you can, of course, be sure to go through the very extensive collection, decide what essay best fits your interest, and of course I'll invite you to especially check out mine, no bias at all, and get an idea of just what it is that we're attempting to do through academia, not just, as we saw with Broadband, not just to influence those whom we meet within the halls of a university, but even through this medium, to share our expressions of Blackness, to share our expressions of academia, of creativity, of just all of these issues that arise in the space that we occupy. So I want to thank you so much for joining me throughout the month of February 2024. It's been such an absolute pleasure to share with you the books that I enjoy, the clothing that I enjoy, and just to share ideas and thoughts, to look at the various writers who have framed my very identity, and to just say, we are big. Yeah, we're little, but we're talawa, as we often say in the Caribbean. We really are big in our creativity, in our expressions, in our areas of concerns, in our intellect, in our ability, in our talents. We are creative geniuses in so many ways. And I truly applaud each individual author that I have shared with you, a poet, a writer of academic pieces, writers of novels, whatever quotations that were shared, multiplicity of genres, multiplicity of ideas, and truly wonderful experiences. So thank you again for joining me on English Expressions with Dr. Steph. I sincerely hope you will join me in future when we're going to be undertaking various other expressions, and it will be my absolute pleasure to again share with you. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe, and I promise I'll see you next time.